Yarrow Andruszkiewicz.
Yarrow is the designer, not the designer. Well, he's a war game designer and a game designer also. He is the CEO, big man, big cheese of Phalanx. Super nice guy. You know, I never met a Polish person that I never liked. That I didn't like. I mean, I like all Polish people. For some reason, they're warm, strong. The people I met, that is smart, resilient. He's a Polak, man. Come on, he's tough. Plus, he's got a beautiful face, the guy. I like the guy. Check him out. There's not a lot of wicked news I heard this week, but, you know, we'll do the same old show. BGG. Something's up, man. They're very... Look, I don't usually talk politics, and I don't discuss price and all that on the air. I don't know, it's I don't know. I don't want to talk politics. I don't want to talk price. For some reason, money, politics, and religion. No, some people can't handle it. Personally, I can handle anything. But, anyways, check out BGG. I think this cancel culture thing is hitting them very hard. Something about a game company. They're other than that, there's you know, I hate to say this because people are gonna snatch them from under me. Ryan Heilden, the designer, the co-designer of a Brave Little Belgium and White Eagle Defiant from HOLLANDSPIELE, is having a mega sale, mega game sale. I'm trying to get some games off this guy at a good price, but I think he's well versed in what a game is worth, you know. He had Ambush for sale, so I figured I'd, you know, slip in a low one. So I said, hey man, you're selling Ambush? It's open. So what? It's not in shrink. I'll give you 20 bucks. He was wise. Anyways, have a good show, and yeah, have a good show.
Hello, this is Riccardo Masini, and this time in the greatest day in history and games is March 25th, 1306, the coronation day of Robert the Bruce, King of Scots. Robert the Bruce, or the Bruce, was born in 1274, the son of one of the two most influential families in Scottish politics of the time, the other being the Balliols. His story actually begins with John Balliol, supported by another prominent figure, John Comyn, being nominated King of the Scots by the English King, Edward I, Longshanks. John Balliol and Edward's agreement did not last long, however, especially after the English King demanded Scottish soldiers for his long war against France. John Balliol rebelled, allied with France, and was later defeated in a war where the Bruces, after some first acts of resistance by Robert, effectively came to terms and fought together with the English. It is not clear if Robert was present at the Battle of Falkirk or 1298, the great defeat of William Wallace, hero of the Scottish independence and guardian of the realm. After the battle, however, Robert the Bruce and old-time rival John Comyn were appointed new guardians of Scotland, while Edward left the country in the hands of English governors. Now, the trouble was that old-time rivals make for really bad co-rulers, and so very soon Robert's own ambition to a possible Scottish crown clashed with John Comyn's continuing support for John Balliol, still prisoner in the Tower of London. And such clashes usually lead to very bad things. And so, on February 10th, 1306, Robert confronted John Comyn in the chapel of Greyfriars Monastery in Dumfries, accusing him of treachery. What happened next is not very clear, but the final result is that John Comyn was found dead, Everyone accused Robert, and the man was excommunicated for having murdered his rival inside the sacred place. But politics is a strange thing. And so 6 weeks later, Robert the Bruce was crowned King of Scots in a holy ceremony at Scone. King Edward's reaction was swift and resolute, as expected. The English promptly invaded Scotland. However, after a small but significant victory at the Battle of Luddenhill, for the next 8 years, Robert refused a direct confrontation with the much stronger English forces. Even if he had to deal with personal losses such as the capture of his own family and the inconstant support of the Scottish nobles, Robert carried on a very successful guerrilla campaign which would later become a model for many future insurgents. In the end, Robert was forced to face the English army and Edward's son, the new king Edward II, on the field of Bannockburn on June 1314. After a very difficult 2 days battle, Robert managed to rout the enemy and finally gain freedom for his country. The Scottish War of Independence is a truly evocative historical episode which inspired novels, movies, and of course, war games. And the most well-known of them surely is Hammer of the Scots. Refreshing and refining the much celebrated subgenre of hidden block games, Hammer of the Scots was one of the first simulation titles that captured the attention of both old-time grognards and non-war gamers. The system is a standard block game, with all the fog of war and gradually degrading units that we all learned to love since the classic Napoleon by Gamma 2 Games and later Columbia Games. Here, however, a very well-conceived integration with cards reporting action points or special events really helps the game flow, leaving it quick and dynamic. But the most interesting mechanic is the one regarding Scottish nobles and their not-so-steady loyalty. When one of those nobles is defeated in battle, in fact, his block is substituted with a totally identical counterpart belonging to the other player and representing a much more reasonable member of the same family. And whoever gains the loyalty of the Scottish nobility by the end of the game is the actual winner. So, with just a couple of very simple rules, Hammer of the Scots manages to capture the essence of medieval conflicts with all their amazing unpredictability. The game is very accessible, has really attractive components, and with its quick playtime and low complexity can be set up, taught, and played in a matter of minutes, even by not-so-expert gamers. No wonder that this title became an instant classic. So, that's it for this time. See you on the next battlefields. Ciao!
Hugh Hefner of War Games Wardrobe Hobby Time is on StreamYard with a guest, and they're just painting for 20 to 40 minutes, plus a few more minutes, so basically it's a Wargamers chat, which are fantastic. Huh? Where are you gonna get this on TV? Nowhere! The Aussie that is Dad versus Son, only 2 videos, and it's still I should say, it's still Combat Commander, which I have no problems with, and now he's paralyzed. From the west down. Get it? That's a down under joke. And again, for our Italian listeners, Riccardo Mazzini and his war log number, well, I don't know what number, but still, what he does is he talks about the Lock and Load Tactical Core Rules Handbook Rule Set 5.1, in which I should say my face is at the bottom left-hand corner with a Bersaglieri helmet. Well, he talks about the general concepts of that rule set and that tactical system. Check it out, Lock and Load. I think it's a great system, not complex at all, very smart. Unboxing World in Flames Collector Edition Deluxe on the channel, my own worst enemy. Check it out. And Heinemann, Let's Play History has 3 videos out this week. What's going on? I know what's going on. Exams! Study hard! He has 3 videos, and it's Wargamer Blood Bowl! And the Strategic Command World War II.
El Duce, reporting for duty. This week, I have quite a few days here that I could play games, mainly solo. And this week, I will be playing, as far as war games, Freedman's Farm 1777. It's already in my game bag. I love the card play and the simplicity of it. These Worthington games, there's another one, probably 2 in here that I'll be playing. Again, a magnificent style, enough said. Probably the best solo experience out there right now. Also, supply lines of the American Revolution. I did not get it. I got to play it a little bit. I found out that there were some a misprint on my the counters. I reached out to HOLLANDSPIELE, and to my surprise, they responded within seconds, and it's already in the mail and at the house. So thank you, HOLLANDSPIELE. I will be playing this one. I already got it run through. It does play. It kind of takes a bit to get your head wrapped around this one. Also, Worthington Games, Trenton 1776. I opted for this one versus 77. Philadelphia. I still want to buy the other ones, New York, and I forgot what the other one is. Again, I want to play this one because I just finished a book on Valley Forge, and reading a Western book now in Dodge City. So we'll play this one. And just to recap, last week I said I was going to play Battlecry with my daughter. I did a video on it. Not a great video. We did get it played. It's still on the table there. She beat me again. She played the Union this time. We played the Antietam map, the Antietam scenario. And it was a great time with her. She loves playing these games now. Thank you. And take care.
Strategemata. Gilbert Collins is checking out I Am Spartacus introduction and example moves from Command magazine. And this magazine that he does is dated, let me see here, issue number 15, March to April 1992. It was at that time $3.95 US, and it was Canadian $4.95, so it was a buck more. And World War II Solitaire Board Game Channel does a playthrough of the Great Escape. This is a card game. Looks very interesting, lots of fun. Reminds me a little bit of La Résistance from Flying Pig Games or Tiny Battle Publishing. Bloody hell! Mo of Mo's Game Table gives us his tip number 3 on Wargame Storage Tips Part 3 Lock and Load Ammo Crate. Also, I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's Stilicho. But Cho. That's not the way you spell Cho in Italian, but I fear it's Stilico. But whatever. This is a game published by HOLLANDSPIELE and The Last of the Roman from HOLLANDSPIELE. It's a preview. Mo's Game Table by Mo. The War Game Reviewer checks out Juan Gonzalez analog game studies and historical simulations, and they investigate this, and I don't know what ACAD means. Sorry, it's for our Spanish speakers. And the fantastic channel that is 3-minute board games does digital on Steam Root version. In 3 minutes, you'll learn how to play Root. Check out Hex to Hex, because he's playing Kiev to Rostov. And this is a game designed, not designed again. You see, I keep making mistakes. Like published by GMT. The Minister of War Games, Joel Toppin, plays Great Battles of History system, and he plays Julius Caesar battles. The one he plays is from GMT, called Julius Caesar. Check it out, Joel Toppin. Lock and Load Publishing has 3 videos out. 2 of them are point-blank playthroughs. A game designed by Sean Drulinger, gonna be published by Lock and Load Publishing. This is one not to miss, people. Pick it up. Also, Normandy 2 Battle Pack downloadable content is now available for Lock and Load. It looks like to me, it's funny, I'm looking at the videos, and it looks like to me for the Lock and Load tactical system, Normandy Battle Pack number 2, that's it. Come to me, I'll tell you the news. BLASTPOP is checking out Lee Brigham Wood's design and GMT's publication of Wing Leader Victories. He's playing the scenario Penny Packets. Counterproductive Games is checking out a classic game called War at Sea by the Avalon Hill Game Company from Baltimore, Maryland. You know, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, like, and above all, support this channel. Do you know what this show is costing you if you support $5 a month? $1.25. That's cheaper than a cup of coffee. You don't want to buy me a cup of coffee? I'd buy you a cup of coffee.
Hello everyone, this is Michel Leviathan Sorbet from the Polish YouTube channel Wojennick TV. As usually, I'd like to present my weekly roundup of the content that I published on my channel. Last Sunday I started with a bang, because for the first time from the creation, the three creators of the biggest wargaming Polish channels gathered and had a talk. So I presented a small or a short discussion between myself and also the creators of the channels Wojna na planszy and Hex Magazine. So that was a very interesting discussion. I'm certain that we will be gathering again in some time in order to discuss wargaming, in order to discuss Polish YouTube and in general our hobby. On Tuesday, the English movie, and this time I decided to present the unboxing of Under Falling Skies from Czech Games Edition. That's an interesting game, a game which was initially released as a print and play game, then it was brought back by Czech Games Edition, published as a new version, and this game is a game all about an alien invasion. We are trying to survive and to fight back in order to defend against this invasion. Very entertaining indeed. On Wednesday I presented the Polish unboxing, and I presented an older game published by GMT Games, and that was Enemy Coast Ahead, the Dumbbuster Raid. This is a very interesting design which focuses on Operation Chastise, launched in 1943, and which target was to breach the dams located in the Ruhr. So the main objective was to cut supply of energy and water to German facilities, and to some point this operation was a success, but it didn't knock down Germany, of course, totally of the war. So that's an interesting solitaire game which enables us to recreate this interesting operation. That's the only game which focuses on this operation, so this is quite interesting. On Friday, finally, the review, and this time I returned to the Forbidden Island. I decided to publish the review of this oldie but goodie. This is the Polish review because the English version of this title will soon follow. So this is a game which focuses on trying to survive on a forbidden remote island, to find treasures and to escape from this island before it is submerged, because the island disappears slowly under the ocean's surface. So those were the 4 movies published on Wojennick TV last week. I wish you a great weekend, I wish you a great week, and see you next time.
Of Harebrained Games is checking out Manual Transmission High Frontier. I guess he calls it Manual Transmission, the segment. The game is High Frontier for All. This is a game by Ion, if I'm not mistaken, and it looks cool. Stephen Dolges is going through a midlife gaming crisis gap. He hopes not. And the title of Stephen Dolges' video is called Midlife Gaming Gap. I hope not. Beyond Solitaire is having Sally Davis on inclusion in Wargaming episode 38 of Beyond Solitaire. Liz Davidson, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Korchnoi of Barbald Wargaming is doing a Kickstarter Shackles game called Saladin. Example of play and a mini review. And for our Spanish listeners, Julius Fairfax does a quick series of new editions from Gibraltar. NAC, I don't know what NAC stands for, but this is a game called Gibraltar, and this is a 2 to 4 player game, and it's the 40th anniversary of the game, not of Gibraltar. And why am I talking like this? I can't stand when people talk like this. It's just musically not well. Because a final cadence, when you end a sentence, you have to end it musically. Hi, I went to the store. Not, hi, I went to the store? What? Bloody hell. We have the No Enemies Here Grognard of 2020, voted by the people, by you! Playing the other half of Borodino for Commands and Colors Napoleonics, Jim Ozarski. Rough Swordsman Wargamer has 2 videos. One, Open the Box, that is an unboxing of GMT's Holland 44. That is a game obviously published by GMT. I just finished saying it. I get pissed at myself. Why can't I do a live stream without any mistakes? Come on. And next, they opened the box, a game designed by Mark Simonich, Holland44 that is, and a playthrough of The Shores of Tripoli from Fourth Circle Games, a game designed by Kevin Bertram. Tony Kinnear of Tony's Board Life is alive and well. 2 videos out, testing for The War Room. I don't know, must be a new War Room. I'm envious. And also, Charlemagne, Turn 2 Part 1, a game published by HOLLANDSPIELE. The war game artist, that is Matt White, has 2 videos out. Wing Leader Victory's 2nd edition, he gives you his review. And also, Combat Commander Europe, Scenario 4, After Action Report, a game designed by Chad Jensen, published by GMT. And for all our Italian listeners, Mauro Faina has 3 videos out. One of his episodes is featuring Panzer Leader, and I think the replicas of the counters, because there are some counter replicas on sale on BGG or on Facebook or whatever. And also episode 10 of Janizzetto, he speaks about Fighting Formations. This is a game by Ched Jansen. It doesn't get a lot of love. It's got a great system, some sort of matrix or something. It ain't difficult. And it's Chad Jensen. And like I said, I don't want to talk about price, but check it out on GMT. I think you could get it for a pretty reasonable price. Good quality, GMT. Go buy it, Chad Jensen. And Rob Oren, the strong man of war games, is doing his War and Peace segment, and he is doing Worthington Publishing's Designer Edition Fantastic Herman Lotman in magnificent style. Pickett's Charge. Well, here we go, because I'm the news, and I have to, and I have no opinion about anything, and I'm not biased or whatever. Okay, The Player's Aid, our unboxing classic pocket battle bundle from Steve Jackson Games, and it's Alexander who's talking. Now, have you ever noticed that limey, excuse me, did I just say that Alexander, he always says, "Welcome, and this is Alexander, and we're doing unboxing from the welcome to the playersaid.com. What do you mean .com? We know it's .com, Alexander. We know it's .com. Stop saying .com. Where are we gonna watch your show? Eh? On primetime TV, 7 p.m. on NBC or something? Hey, rat. Compass Games and John Krantz is live. Episode 51, interviewing Canadian from BC, that is British Columbia, Carrie Anderson, designer of The Battle of Armageddon from Compass Games. A new direction in gaming. The war game philosopher AJ Toynbee, Jason Cruz. Hexes and Soldiers. How many monikers? Please, more. Movement with Tactical Games. This is a video he has out. He has much experience in the world of ASL. So when the philosopher Jason Cruz, AJ Toynbee, Hexes and Soldiers, talks about tactical strategies, well, I'd listen. Marco Omnigamer does a folio game series, Martin Counterattack, the drive to Avalanche. This is a game not designed most probably by Joe Miranda, because I don't know, but I'll tell you, it's published by Decision Games. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, wraps up 18CZ review. That's an 18XX game. I don't know which one he's playing, but he started it last week. Yeah. And he also does a face-to-face at Antietam. This is a prototype. He does the intro, review, and a playthrough. The legendary STUKAJOE has 2 videos out this week. He continues his playthrough of the war for Turkish liberation and also the event and faction cards for the war for Turkish liberation. Uwe Eichert of Academy Games is going crazy. He's going insane because, man, they're hitting... I haven't even checked the Stellaris Kickstarter. The last time I checked was last week and they were at $2 million. Now that's incredible. So check it out. He's giving you the state of the board game industry, his opinion on that. Also, Stellaris Q&A for March 18th. Check it out, man. Uwe, he's nothing, but if he's, I'm trying to say, he's dynamic. He's nothing but dynamic. I don't even know if that's right. Uwe!
Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. On our website, we are reviewing Molino del Rey, Gateway to Mexico City, 8th of September, 1847. It's one of the decision games, mini games about this seldom game battle. And then on YouTube, we did a first look at Rome at War, Queen of the Celts. I like the cover artwork, even though some people don't. But the game's a strategic Ancients game, and some of the counters are shaped as rectangles so that they look like the actual ancient formations that were used back then. And then also on YouTube, did the Chronicles of Davis episode number 9. That's my solitaire D&D 5th edition campaign. In this episode, Davis and his party bring the Coatl to the Diva in order for the Coatl to get permission to guard the Celestial Library, and then the Diva gives the party a new quest also. And the last thing we did on YouTube is Wargame Chat number 3, where Len and I discuss some of our favorite ancient games. Thanks for watching and have a good evening.
Hello all, today Kilroy goes off the shelf on Air War, Modern Tactical Air Combat. Now why am I talking about Air War today? Well, I want to talk about complex games, or at least complex games in the 70s. This game was published by SPI in 1977. This edition was published as a second edition in 1979, and I believe it was part of one of the flat packs. I don't have a box for this. I traded for this like in middle school / high school and did not get a box, and that leads me to believe it was part of maybe the flat pack series that didn't have all the different packaging. Now, Air War is complex, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it, was wanted to talk about complex games. In fact, even in the introduction here, it says, in talking about, mechanically complex or conceptually complex, it says, Air War, however, is both mechanically and conceptually complex. The rules are extensive, long, intricate, and contain new concepts not often utilized in war games. Movement of aircraft occurs only after tremendous thought, manipulation of markers on the aircraft control charts, and execution of procedures. Therefore, Air War is a difficult game, both to learn and to play. Wow, why would I even try to take this on? Talking about the complexity, the rules itself are 48 pages long, triple column, densely packed, all about trying to simulate air combat, modern air combat. You also had aircraft, missile, and performance charts, another 56 pages. However, these are, going into the different aircraft and weapon components. Here you have the turn mode table, the acceleration table, the climb table, the dive table, the roll table, the loaded characteristics, the flight parameters, and this general basic information. All that for an aircraft. And you got to keep track of all that. Oh, here, wait, there's more charts, tables, and aircraft missile performance charts. So you have more missile performance charts here in parts of the rules and a sequence of play. And this is another, 16 pages long. Then you had rules of play and scenarios. So additional rules. Oh my God, we can't get away from the rules here. And had addenda. So we had some errata there possibly. and you had some more additional rules and then some specific scenarios that came in here. And it was all kind of kept track on these aircraft missile control display. This is where you kept track of through a bunch of counters on your different aspects of your aircraft, the movement, the acceleration, the altitude, the turning, the weapons, the attitude. All that was kept track on this, both for your airplane or your plane and for your weapon systems. On the board, you had these, simple, small pieces of blue hexes that you put out on the table, and your plane was basically a marker, but it could turn at every single indice. So you had all the different turning aspects on the hex. Uses all the different hexes, as you can see, all the different points on the hex. You also had counters to keep track of your missiles. Here you had heat-seeking and radar homing, because you had to keep track of that once those were launched, and you had to keep track of their characteristics and fly them around as well. This was all done to simulate modern air combat, and that, at the time, this was par for the course for games or war games. War games really kind of go into simulation, but it really wasn't very playable. It was a lot of detail. You put a lot of time and effort into it, and you encapsulated maybe a few seconds of actual real life time, or maybe minutes of real life time. And so it didn't really focus on playability, which I think war games today really do focus more on playability, or more of being a game. This was more of a simulation. And in fact, this kind of got replaced by computer simulations. A lot of the stuff that goes on here, you can do easier with a computer. And then so flight simulators and combat fight simulators really kind of took over this aspect of the gaming hobby, and this didn't get much love or attention after that. Games that come out today, especially air games, do focus more on playability. And trying to recreate the simulation factors of the aircraft, but do it in a more playable sense. So that's what I went off on the shelf today. Thank you.
Seek Out and Play has a very interesting video, and it's called Up Front. Sure, what's so interesting about that? Yeah, but he tells us how to play it solo. Check it out, Up Front. You want to know what's happening on the big board? I'll tell you what's happening on the big board. Kevin, CEO of the big board, interviews Stigler. Ladies and gentlemen, the Stig, the phonetic police. The cop, that is Wayne Hansen, does a recon. That is an unboxing of The Battle of the Bulge, 1944 by Worthington Publishing, and also he has a video, and I don't know what he's doing about this video. Maybe he's doing something with the Players Aid recruiting, but I don't know. But it's called Do Your Part. Do you have what it takes? Wayne Hansen, the cop. Combat Board Games reviews Tropical Tribes, a roll and write game of tribe building and warfare by Noah Patterson. Well, Artie and I started something called Everything You Wanted to Know About War Games But Were Afraid to Ask. It happens every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And yep, I know squaddly diddly about war games in essence, but I surround myself with intelligent, knowledgeable people, and that's how I learn. Always go with people who are smarter than you. Always play with people who are better than you. How do you expect to get better? So, and we discuss NATO symbols, and we go off near the end, obviously because of my go-offiness character. And David Thompson joins us, which adds a chunk of legitimacy to life. Everything you wanted to know about war games, but we're afraid to ask. Wednesdays, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. And the chief of Bonding with Board Games is interviewing English, Scottish, and Irish only interviews, but he did Luzzocchi. Well, Luzzocchi, Italian. But you know, he's interviewing Stuart Tonge right now, and he's from Britain. I bet you he gets good scotch and good whiskey. Huh, Chief? Is that why you're just doing the English people? Huh, Chief? Oh, by the way, he's interviewing Stuart Tonge, designer of Blue Water Navy, World War III, 1980. Scusi. And Cody of the Discriminating Gamer is checking out. He's doing Cody's top 100 games of all time, numbers 80 through 71. The Jester, that is ID Jester, is checking out Cuba Libre from GMT. Games as the Directorio Play 1 Part 2. I don't know what he says, ID, but check it out. Another week, another show. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Support if you can. And have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Ciao.
Okay, men, come in and take a seat. You've completed 6 missions, have a fairly good bombing record. Gunnery still needs improvement. Now, today's target is one that you're familiar with, the German airfield at Abbeville. You will be in the middle position. However, your squadron will be the low squadron. That means you will be receiving most of the German attacks in this mission. Oh, crap. You were saying, Lieutenant Brunsheen? Wonderful plans, sir. Wonderful plans. Let's get to the details. Well, you know where this target is, right here, across the channel. German resistance will be light in Zone 2, but very heavy in Zone 3. Fighter cover is variable. Could be good, could be terrible, so don't depend on it. Bomb the target, turn around, and head quickly for home. It is a short mission, but stay in formation, follow your captain's instructions, and good luck. At 900 hours, the review copy takes off. It quickly enters a protection of Zone 1, and from there into Zone 2. Friendly fighter cover is fair. The Germans send one wave after the bomber formation. The wave makes contact. Our crew prepares to face the enemy fighters. Coming our bombers' way, 2 Focke-Wulfs, a 109 and a 110. They approach our bomber from 12, 1:30, and 6 o'clock. Our fighter cover, though fair, fails to drive a single enemy bandit away. Our crew prepares to face all 3 enemies. First to fire is Marco Arnaldo at the 12 o'clock high bandit. But he misses. Next, Jimmy Castelli at the top turret fires. But he also misses. The ball gunner Joe Stedman fires at the 12 o'clock low bandit. And he too misses. The navigator Hipshot fires away at the 109. It was close, but he also missed. Meanwhile, in the tail section, Gunner Viglino has the 110 in his sights and fires away. He hits! And the 110 bursts in flames, crashing into the sea. It is Viglino's 3rd kill. The Germans attack. The 109 fires. And he hits! One hit is superficial, but the other one hits the outboard fuel tank. The tank bursts in flames. The fire starts to spread. The captain has no choice and gives the order to bail out. The radio operator establishes contact with headquarters and provides the bomber's position. First to jump is the port waist gunner, Jason Young. He jumps. His parachute deploys properly, and he falls safely into the water. Next, the ball gunner, Joe Stedman. His parachute doesn't deploy, but he manages to open it and falls safely into the sea. Hipshot also falls safely into the sea. Next, Derek Case jumps. His parachute also opens, and he parachutes into the sea. Viglino jumps. His parachute deploys, and he is safely in the water. Marco Arnaldo jumps. His parachute opens, and he also falls into the water safely. Castelli. And he is safely in the water. Next, Clawland jumps. He tries to open his parachute. It won't open. The impact with the water kills him. Next, Lieutenant Brunsheen jumps. Parachute deploys, and he's safely in the water. And finally, Captain Collins jumps. His parachute deploys, and he is safely in the water. And the review copy makes her final dive. Each of our crew members, alone in the water, desperately awaits to be rescued. 10 crew members, only 3 survive. And the review copy finds her new home at the bottom of the English Channel.
Hey guys, girls, what's up? Here's my my game of the week. The game I got probably a few weeks ago, and Poindexter, Jay Hinton, if I'm not mistaken. Poindexter is doing a playthrough of this, and I freaking love it. Poindexter basically is a videographer. He's a content creator, war games. Check him out on his channel, Poindexter Games, I think. I can't remember offhand. But anyways, he's doing a London's Burning playthrough. I think it's great. STUKAJOE used to do like stop motion things, and that was really cool. It almost looked cartoony a bit, and that's what Jay's doing, and I love it. Anyway, so London's Burning. I got this secondhand on the secondhand market. I think on Facebook Marketplace or probably BGG or something. And something's been happening with BGG. They've been what I've been hearing is that they've been really into this cancellation society, whatever they. And it's a game company. I forget what game company it is that they're lambasting or something. I have no idea. Anyways, check it out on BGG. There's a thread about that. BGG canceling or deleting tweets because they're supporting this company. I don't know. Anyways, okay. So this game is designed by Ben Knight. I thought this game was designed by John Butterfield. Nevertheless. So this is Eagle Day, August 13th, 1940. Germany's undefeated Luftwaffe opens its main air offensive against its one remaining enemy, Great Britain. Yeah, they're tenacious. So this is a solitary game, obviously. Go watch Jay's playthrough. And you can also play a 2-player game in this one. Complexity is medium, solitaire suitability obviously is sky high. You get 190 die-cut playing pieces, 2 16 by 22 mounted maps. 2 mounted maps. And map scale is 10Ks. Playing time 2 to 8 hours, short to long scenario. So this is an Avalon Hill game. I like collecting Avalon Hill. For some reason, that's the company that I got into when I was young. And that's the company that stuck with me. For some reason, SPI, look, I guess the boxes were big, looked a little bit too intimidating. I don't know. But anyways, so, hey, good condition. This has never been used, man. Rules of play. And Goering, there's a quote by Goering here. Marshal Goering to his wife, September 7th, 1940. Yes. It has been a wonderful day, Emmy, says Goering. I've sent my bobbers to London. London's burning. Well, things changed, eh? So, again, check it out. I think I paid this game. Check out Jay's Poindexter's thingy. Poindexter's game playthrough of London's Burning. The rules are made like, lawyer type Avalon Hill rules. Few pictures. Look, I love having these games in my possession because I can open it up, study the history of this of this rule games, see how things have evolved from these rules to rules like, well, some of my preferred rules are written by Jeremy White, Enemy Coast Ahead. I like his very detailed, nitpicky approach. That's what I need. Fantastic. And examples of play. So, yeah, okay, so game credits. Research, design, and rule layout. That was Ben Knight. I don't know what did Ben Knight do. Did Ben Knight do Patent's Best? I don't know. But anyways, game development. Ben Knight and Mark Simonich. Graphics are by Ken Miller, Mark Simonich, Rick Gondek, and Charles Keebler. I did an interview with Charles Keebler. Super nice guy on In Conversation. And that's it. There's a selected bibliography also. There's an Avalon Con, and I'm going to put it up here somewhere. A little advert, which is really cool. 1995, the Avalon Hill Game Company. Check out one of the map boards. There's 3 map boards here. Oh, 2 map boards. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is the actual strategic map board. I don't know. I'm going to check out Poindexter's playthrough again just to check it out. I love it. Great voice. Great stuff, man. Poindexter. Check it out again. And this must be the, I guess, tactical or operational map. All right. I don't know much about this game. You can put the tea there. Thank you, dear. My dear just brought me some tea while I'm showing off some games. God, how lucky am I? And also, this is what I love when you buy old games. I think you gotta have this. The mail order thing. Avalon Hill. When I sell my games, these are in it. If I sell my games. Like I said, I'm a collector. One day to hopefully have like a virtual museum. I'm actually, I've emailed Roger B. McGowan, and he's very busy with his book. His book on, he's doing a book, a hardcover book, like a coffee table book. And I'm going to buy it. And what was I saying about Roger? Oh yeah, and I was speaking to Roger, and Roger says, look, give me some ideas, this and that. A virtual museum sounds awesome. So that's another project for me, a very interesting one. And I hope I have some games. I have enough games, that is, to contribute to a virtual war game museum. See, I really take care of my stuff. I'm gonna show you the chits up here because I took some pictures of it because they're coming off the sprues. But anyways, I think, one, love the cover, and I just think collecting games is a great thing. So anybody out there want to send me some games in terms of collection, I'll buy games. Please be reasonable with the price. I live in Canada. 30% hike plus the shipping from the States. Come on, have a heart, All right. So, hey, have a good weekend. And I'll see you next week with another game. I like doing this.